bags were horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer, and I wanted to bring you a new film. It's a 2023 release called Unwelcome. So this one, right, we have this couple. They're living in London and I just found out that they're going to have a baby. The woman, she's doing another test, calling her mum, spreading the good news. The dad goes to a local shop to buy some non-alcoholic champagne, has a little bit of an altercation with some undesirables, and then the undesirables end up breaking in, following him home and really causing some nasty shit there, and really freaks him out. Cut to 9 months later, basically, and we're in Ireland. So the guy, he came into the property of a house, and I think it was his aunt or his great aunt or something like that, or his grandma, I can't remember now. But anyway, yeah, so this house is in Ireland, and there's a bit of a strange thing with it. So it's in this kind of small town, and they befriend some of the locals, and this one woman, she's very keen that they continue a blood offering, which was given every night by his relative that passed, which obviously they find a little bit strange. She's like, you don't have to make a sacrifice, but like you leave little slithers of liver, that sort of stuff. It's quite interesting. You find out a few bits and pieces. So the relative, she had a daughter that died at a very, very young age, and yeah, you start to get little bit pieces of like the background of this family. The house it's not in the best condition. There's a big hole in the roof, so they get these people to come and fix it. No one is available for this one family, and this family come with a really bad reputation. There's the dad, and then there's the three siblings. There's this one that's, I don't know, he's particularly, he has some sort of learning difficulty, but they like the daddy, as he wants to be called all the time, daddy is like beating on him sort of thing. And then there's like the other brother and sister, and they're just scummy chavs sort of thing, doing terrible job leaving shits in toilets, eating all biscuits and all random stuff like that. But yeah, so that there's bits and pieces going on with the woman. How much detail will go into this review without kind of giving it all away? It's quite difficult because there's only synopsis on this one, and it'll really give it all away. Well, I'll have to spoil part of it. So that they learn of this law, these red caps, which are basically goblins, these little goblins, which they've heard stories about. This is why there's the blood offering, and there's little bits where she thinks that she sees them, kind of, and the guy is not believing, sort of thing. He's like, yeah, whatever. He's got some issues, because obviously, like when there was the breaking at the start of the movie, he kind of like was a little bit helpless, and he was watching it getting beaten up. He'd been beaten up himself, but he was kind of like can't really get over that sort of thing. And so yeah, he's got this big punch bag. He's always like stressing out, so, and you can tell this anger's kind of coming through with him anyway. But yeah, so it's interesting. So at one point, she's very close to giving birth. There's been happenings like she forgets to leave a blood offering, and the town drunk basically disappears. He gets maybe taken by these red caps. So yeah, there's some tensions there with the locals. anyway, that she's with this with the guys which are fixing the house, and it's the one that has this kind of some sort of learning difficulty, and he starts to like maybe force himself upon her. He's going to kill her or something, but she gets saved, and it's by these red caps. So she says. The partner's really not believing her, but Daddy comes round. They're like looking for his son. He's like, just where is he? We know he was here last, sort of thing. And the brother and sister there, and then the head turns up in a bag, which Daddy, unfortunately, but it's the sister, his sister, that finds it and gives it to Daddy, and obviously all hell breaks loose, sort of thing. And then we get our red caps, and these like kind of crazy little these goblin creatures. It gets like quite comic, and obviously there's kind of like they're attacking them, sort of thing. They're kind of basically they're protecting like the woman, and basically they fight everyone off, and they're okay in the end. But then she has to kind of give herself kind of to them. That was her sacrifice, because you find out like that the daughter from the grandma or the aunt or whatever it is, she didn't actually die. She was like taken by the red caps as like that was their kind of their unrealized offering, that like that her brother was having problems, and the problems got sorted, sort of thing, and they took the baby. So it's kind of like that sort of thing. They're going to take the baby, but she refuses, and they take her instead. So he's left with like looking after the baby. You can see all the sky goes red at one point, and they got all this blood pouring down. Because you're wondering why, because the film is on a set. The house is on a set. You can kind of tell it is. And was it all just for this ending bit, or like strange choice? Yeah, strange choice why it was all on built on this set, sort of thing. But anyway, that's kind of like our 80s kind of movie. It is comic, but it's strange comic. It's like the actors, not the actors, the characters, they're really strange, and like the script is strange, and I guess that's where the humor is kind of aimed at, but I wasn't really picking up on the humor. The red caps are a little bit funny at the end, but you don't really get enough of them. But it's still a good movie. Yeah, it was like, it really does feel like an 80s movie, like a 80s kind of creature feature, and a kind of leprechaun sort of thing, leprechaun and troll, and you'd have goblin here. It's not trying to be like, I think it is actually set in the 80s, but it's not over 80s, so all 80s music, all 80s aesthetics and stuff like that. It's not like over the top, that sort of thing, but I'm pretty sure it's set like in the late 80s, actually, thinking about it now, without going over the top 80s. But you could fit it right in there with those other sorts of movies, and I think this would be like a cult favourite that we'd all be watching from the 80s. It's not fantastic, but it's a fun watch. It's definitely a fun watch. But anyway, that's the end of the review. But tell what do I look, I'm absolutely knackered, so now I'm going to have to go to sleep. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you, bye-bye.